3, 2, 1. So, bună ziua! Bine ați venit la această serie de webinarele Descopera lumea de acasă. Mă numesc Iulica Sarasent, sunt coordonatora grupului consățitor la Eturia și vă invităm astăzi la ultima sesiune din această serie de webinare. Așa cum știți, am călătorit de la începutul acestor serii, am fost până în India, ne-am ajuns în Africa de Sud, ulterior am călătorit până în Costa Rica, am fost și în Columbia, în Mexic și astăzi tot în America Latina rămânem și ajungem până în Brazilia. Acolo o să cunoaștem un pic din cultura lor, mai exact prin aceste băuturi foarte faimoase din Brazilia și anume cocktailurilor. Bineînțeles că o să vorbim despre caipirinha, dar nu numai. Pentru asta avem astăzi invitați cu noi pe Magdalena și Sergio, care ne vor arăta această mică parte din Brazilia. Înainte să ajungem la ei, vreau să vă reamintesc faptul că prezentarea va fi făcută în limba engleză. Sergio va fi ajutat de Magdalena, care ne va ajuta cu traducerea și dacă aveți nevoie de întrebări sau dacă ne puneți orice întrebare, aveți secțiunea Q&A, Questions and Answers. Acolo ne puteți scrie și eu îi voi adresa lor întrebările voastre. Așa că cu aceste fiind zise, vă las imediat cu Magdalena și cu Sergio. So Magdalena and Sergio, how are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Brazil.
And welcome to our house. We are so happy to have you here with us today. We're going to present ourselves already.
Yes. Just welcome to a little bit of Romania. And thank you very much for letting us travel, at least virtually now, to Brazil. So just let us know, how are you? How is the weather there? I'm seeing a lot of shiny there. It's like the sun is there. Here in Romania is a little bit rainy, but just let us know how is going on over there, please.
Here it's a sunny day. It's marvelous. The sun is gorgeous. I'm going to show you the view of our house, please.
They are. We have a question now. They're asking, "Where are you?" That is the question. Yes. Where are you? In which region?
In Rio de Janeiro. We are in the south area, and we live in one of the favelas called Vidigal. I don't know if some of them have visited Rio. You will know it's just the one that is close to Leblon, which is a very rich and very wealthy neighborhood. It's Ipanema, Leblon, and then we have Vidigal, which is a favela. So we are high on the hills. And that's why we live with an excellent view that I just can't wait to show you guys because it's really nice. And then we talk about a little about ourselves. Can you see it? It's midday here. It's very sunny. Those are our plants. This is a little bit of the favela. This is our neighborhood. I will show you downstairs as well. Okay. We'll go back. I'm not as cute as that as that view.
They are just saying, I'm seeing some comments. Magdalena is like, wow, nice. We are dying here. I'm really happy for you, but it's really, really nice view you have there. Thank you for showing and sharing with us.
I know. We also get that feedback, but we love this city. We love it, and we are so happy to be able to share a little bit with you. And as soon as everything is over, we really hope you can come and join this beautiful culture and fun and this beautiful geography as well, these beaches. I'm gonna stop talking about Rio. So I'm Magdalena. I'm actually Argentinian, but I live in Rio for 6 years now. I've always worked in tourism, but I'm also a yoga teacher. I'm a massagist. and I studied a lot of holistic therapies. That's something that I'm exploring now the most. And this is my boyfriend, Sergio.
Hi, I'm Sergio. Yes, I'm from São Paulo. I'm living now in Rio de Janeiro. I have worked bartender 10 years more or less, and she's my girlfriend, my family. Sorry, my English, but she's will help me.
I will help you. Yeah. So today we're gonna show you how to make 3 of the most typical drinks here in Brazil. One is the worldwide known caipirinha that I think everyone knows. Another one it calls rabo de galo, which is a drink, a typical drink of the bars, of the local bars. And then we have the quentão. Quentão is a hot drink that is drunk especially during winter, which is right now. As you know, we are in the south hemisphere and we are entering in winter. So those are the 3 drinks that we are going to show you today. These 3 are all based in the most typical alcoholic beverage of Brazil, which is the cachaça. So we will start, I will start a little bit by telling you the story of the cachaça, then a little bit of the story of the caipirinha, and he will show us how to make it. So I think it's perfect for this time, right?
It's perfect. It's perfect. So this is the way we're going to do. We have a question here about you.
Sure.
They are asking which language do you speak in the house, Spanish or Portuguese?
Actually, he understands everything.
Yeah.
I talked to him in Portuguese, but I also talked in Spanish. He has traveled to Argentina as well. And he was thinking, if this was in Spanish, it was a piece of cake.
Okay.
But because he hears me every day. But we do a mix of everything. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So that is perfect the way you are mentioning. So let's just get started to know a little bit of these amazing cocktails you just mentioned.
Great, great. Well, to start, first I'm going to tell you what is the cachaça, right? I don't know if you're able to find it there in Romania, but so you know, it's a distillation of the sugarcane juice. So it's a cousin of the rum from Cuba, right? The only difference is that the cachaça is made from the cane juice, and the rum is made from the melaço, which is a subproduct of the sugar cane. So that's the only difference. But so the cachaça started here in Brazil with the Portuguese within the colonial period. The Portuguese brought the sugar cane from Asia. It was a time where the sugarcane production was expanded in the world as well. And the sugarcane did very well in this type of lands and with the weather and geography. So it slowly started spreading all over the country. The production of the sugarcane was very powerful and in the world itself, and we exported to other countries until it started losing value as everything, right? When it started losing value is when it gave a lot of impulse to the production of cachaça as well. Every meal that has this plantation of sugar cane, it also had a production at the same time of cachaça, but it was mainly for the people living there, for the slaves. It was a drink that they gave to the slaves that worked at the farm to give them more energy. It also became very popular because it was part of all the celebrations throughout the country. So it started to be very famous, and it was so famous that more or less in the 1660, the Portuguese crown tried to ban it because they wanted to spread one other drink that was bagaceira, which was also a distillation of the grapes.
Yes.
Right? So they wanted to give impulse to that kind of distillation, which was one very common in Portugal. But it was so popular, people liked it so much that it was not possible. And the ban of the cachaça ended in 1663 on September 13th. And since then, we celebrate the cachaça day on that day. So yeah, so the thing
Can
is
you
that
show us? Can you show us the bottles that you have of cachaça?
sure, we have a lot of bottles. Let me see. Now I will bring some of them. This is the first cachaça that we have from the sugarcane. It's crystal clear. This is something funny as well, because cachaça here has a lot of nicknames, a lot of different nicknames. So we have pinga, which is one of the caninha for the sugarcane, like little sugarcane. And there's also one funny one that says água que passarinho não bebe, que é tipo water that birds don't drink, because it looks like water. It's crystal clear, but it's really high. The percentage of alcohol goes from 38 to 54, more or less. So it's a lot of alcohol. You need to do this at home, but just to taste it a little bit, and that's all. So this is the typical one, the first one that you can have when you do the distillation. And then this is another brand. It's just, and then you can, it evolved so much that they started to age the cachaças in different types of woods. So we have this here, for instance, Jequitibá. This is a type of wood that is very typical also from here. And you will see that the color, it takes, because what the wood does, it gives color, it gives a certain smell, it gives certain flavors. So it's a whole world of cachaças, actually. And to make the caipirinha, we usually use the crystal clear one, which is the first one that we have from distillation. And these ones are good for stronger drinks, or just to take it, to drink it alone. And it's really delicious, but it's strong, as I said. You need to drink little. And there was something, this is another aged one. It's from Carvalho, né? This is from Carvalho, which is another wood that was used in the French ones.
Yes.
Brought it. Yeah, it was used. Carvalho is a wood. Americano? Ah, okay. It was used for wine, and then it was also used for cachaças. So I think I didn't forget anything about cachaça story. If you want to know something more, let us know. And then we go with this one. I wanted to show you this one too. This one calls Velo Barreiro. And this is very nice. This is very typical, very popular. You can find this at the beach bars here in Rio. This is the perfect cachaça to make caipirinhas. It's not very expensive. It's one of the cheapest ones. And I love the bottle. It's just, I love it. And also in Argentina, for instance, I remember that one of the few cachaças that I could find there was this one. So I guess that internationally, maybe you can get this one. This is perfect for caipirinhas. So the story of the caipirinhas. Let's start with the name, right? Caipirinhas. Why is caipirinha? The thing is that there was something that local people used to do, and this is for any culture actually. The medicines, the homemade medicines that you could do at home, they always had alcohol, for instance. And here in Brazil, that custom of doing home medicines they call garrafadas, which garrafa comes from bottle, means what bottle. So in those bottles they mixed usually herbs and alcohol. And there was one in particular, one garrafada that had cachaça, lemon, lime, actually it's lime, honey and garlic. That was it.
Yes.
That mixture in one bottle was medicine. And when at the beginning of the 20th century, when we have the Spanish flu here in Brazil, it was a popular medicine. They used it for getting along with the symptoms, and it started to become famous. And then to make it more drinkable, they replaced the honey with the sugar, and then they took out the garlic that was like stronger, and they added ice, and voila, caipirinha. But why caipirinha? Because it started to become famous in the interior cities of Sao Paulo, and the people that from the interior, we call it caipira. They are the caipiras. Então so from that part we take the name as caipirinhas. In any case, there are a lot of stories about caipirinha, as it happens with everything. But this story that I'm telling you is that almost all agree about this one. And then it became famous in the interior of São Paulo. And then in the coast, Sao Paulo has a big coast of beaches as well. And the people from Sao Paulo used to go during the weekends, the long holidays, to this part of the state. And it's a very refreshing drink. So it goes along with the beach very well. So it started to become famous there. And also in the 1950s, one very famous hotel in Sao Paulo added it to their menu. So that's when it started known internationally due to tourists. And in the 1990s, more or less, there's a famous bartender that we all love here in Brazil. It's Mestre Dorivan. He started to impulse a campaign to give value to this drink because cachaça was so popular. The elites of Brazil didn't want to take it that much. They always drank wine or other type of drinks. So this mestre, this bartender, started this campaign, and in 2002, the president at that time, that was Fernando Cardoso, Henrique Cardoso, he made a decree to establish what is cachaça. So cachaça is the distilled drink made from sugar cane that is made in Brazil. You can name cachaça if you do the same process in other parts of the world. And they also defined what is caipirinha. Caipirinha is made of cachaça, lime, ice, and sugar. That's it. So you have it by law too. And it's a national drink. It's actually a national drink. Anyone that comes to Brazil, myself, when I was coming here as a tourist, I loved caipirinhas. It combines really well with hot nights, with beaches. It's perfect for this type of weather. So I'm gonna stop talking about the history, and we are going to make the drinks. He's the master in that. I have no idea. Let me change. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Are you ready? Okay, with me. We're going to make caipirinhas to different ways. One is this traditional way, the mixing of the glass, in the popular nowadays, the shaker. let's see, 1 lime, cut a middle. This is
Tu vai tirar o negócio branquinho?
já tirei.
Ah.
Aqui. Cut in 4 parts. This. I make it 2 drinks.
Não vai falar do negócio branquinho?
Sim.
Ah.
This is the beer. I don't want this drink.
No, the thing is that we take out the white part of the lime because it's bitter, and we don't want any bitterness in the drink. You guys have everything there to make this with us, right? I hope so. So we can drink all together.
Lime in this glass, and smash.
With half lime is okay, right?
Yes.
Okay, half lime.
1 spoon sugar.
1 tablespoon of sugar.
And smash 3 times.
3 times is okay, right? More
Yes.
than that is not good.
Cachaça. 6 mils.
60 mLs. A little bit more. We call chorinho. We have a measure, but then we put a little bit more.
Yes. This ice. For this. This is a traditional form. This drink. Mix them. Mix in the drink. This simple drink. It's a refreshing drink. It's very good.
This will work for me. But he had an idea of making one other way of doing it.
Yeah. The second form is a shaker.
For those who have shaker, I don't know if all of you will have, but if you do, this is the time to use it. It's again half lime, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Repeat the process. Sugar. Smash. Okay. Ice. And 16 ml cachaça.
And a little bit. I found that very funny. It's always more.
This is a 15 ml.
Ah, yeah, you're right. It's 50. And the measure was 60. Perfect. Now to the masher.
7-second sweet stage.
Whoa.
This glass. One ice. Refreshing drink. It's okay.
Good.
Very simple. This is se quiser guarnição, tipo, decorar o drink.
Ah, if you want to put something nice to the drink, it also works. And 2. And now we need this. We need to do the cheers. You guys do it at home too. Cheers.
Salud.
Meu Deus do céu.
Bom.
É muito bom. It's really good, but it's strong. Cachaça is strong for me. The thing with this drink, with the traditional way, is that we, as long as we drink it, we need to mix it because we didn't do it in a shaker. So it's not that mixed already. And that's the magic of the traditional way. You drink it and you feel the alcohol right away. And then when you mix it, you start to feel, oh, lime, oh, more sugar. And that's the magic of it. The shaker is the way that we will see them more at the bars and here as well, because it's a way of mixing it quickly, and it's like a whole juice. But you were telling me that it's not the same to do it with the juice lime, with the juice of the lime. It's not the same. And that's a very important thing so you can have success in your drink. Because you will be missing the oils of the lime skin. So, and you can feel that, you know, when you make a cake or whatever that you make with lime, and you put a little bit of the lime skin, it's another story. It's another trip. So don't forget to do that because it will make a difference. Something more?
Yes.
What to eat?
See.
Yeah. So how we eat this? How we drink caipirinhas here in Brazil? With feijoada.
Yes, feijoada, Brazilian barbecue, and fries.
Fried, yeah, fried food that we have a lot here in Brazil.
The food is hard, né?
Yeah, with heavy food. Feijoada is a typical Brazilian dish as well, and it's very heavy. It's beans stew with pork, a mix of meats. Farofa is cassava toasted flour. It's cassava flour that you toasted a little bit with butter and onion could be. And then we have rice in that dish and torresmo. Torresmo is the pork skin that is fried. So it's very heavy. It's very heavy dish. And it goes really well. I mean, cachaça is, it has a lot of alcohol, that we all agree in that. But it's so refreshing with the lime and everything that it goes really well with heavy meals, so that you can think at your house what you have, or for special occasions, you can take that into account. And it goes very well with the visit to Rio and the beach. So now what we have the second drink. I'm gonna put this here just a little bit. Are you okay? Do you have any questions? You're all good. Great. Just let us know whatever you need to know or whatever is not clear. So
yes, Magdalena, at any time I will have a question, I will just give it to you.
You will let me know.
Yes, I will let you know. Perfect.
Okay, thanks. And then we have rabo de galo. Rabo de galo is another drink that it's so funny because in South America we are a mixture of cultures, and we have a lot of immigrants for all parts of the world. And this special drink, it has a lot of to do with Italy, because it has 2 ingredients. It's cachaça and it's vermouth from the Italy. And rabo de galo means rooster tail. And it's a funny name. it's just because it started in the 1950s. There was a whole movement in Sao Paulo to invite industries to come and have their industries there. One of the industries was a company that made vermouth, and they came to Sao Paulo because there was a huge Italian immigration that started at the end of the 19th century, and it was we had Italians coming until the 1960s, more or less, and this was more or less in the 1950s. So this company that came to Sao Paulo to have their industry of vermouth, they thought, okay, we have a lot of Italians, we're gonna sell vermouth a lot, but they saw that the Italians here, they already were liking the cachaça, and the bars were serving only cachaça. So they knew that to be able to introduce their product in the market, they need to associate it with cachaça, and they invented this drink, which is very, very easy because they needed to sell and they wanted to be introduced in the culture. So they also, that was a funny thing, they created a glass, a special glass that is like a small, you know, the small shots that we use. Okay, this one is a little bit bigger. We tried to find it here at home, but we didn't have one. We wanted to show it to you because this cup that I'm talking about is the traditional one, is how it started. Nowadays is served in any type of cup. But the thing is that they created this cup because with the measures. So the first measure was for the vermouth, and it's 30 and 60.
Yes.
Okay, it's 30 ml and 60 of cachaça. So the first marked was for the vermouth, and the rest was cachaça. And it's very, they observed for various months how the bars were dealing with the cachaça and what they drank. They studied it really to make this drink. And there's a funny story that they tell, is that the people that went to the bars, they drank the shot of cachaça, which was very popular to do. But the first drink, it was not for them. It was for the floor, and this is because it goes for the saint. And they made their prayers, and then they drank the rest. So they thought it was a great way to do it. Only that they didn't know which name to put it, and they thought of cocktail. At that time, we're talking about the 1950s. At that time, cocktail was a word in English that it was known worldwide for a mixture of distilled alcohol with other things. So they thought, okay, let's put a cocktail. And they look at each other, and no one in Brazil is gonna speak cocktail. So they have a gigalo, any name, whatever, they name it like that. And it means roaster tail. That's about the history. I think I haven't forgotten anything. And the company that I was talking about that established in Sao Paulo was Sinsano, that I think it's worldwide known as well as vermouth. Are we ready? Okay, let's go back to the table.
Cool.
Okay.
For this drink, are you going to 3 ingredients? Cachaça and vermouth. I usually cachaça Jequitibá, special cachaça.
This was, I was telling them about that.
This traditional no have ice, but 15 cachaça.
50. Okay. And it goes directly to the cup.
and 30. Vermouth. This is classic drinking. No advice. This is bebendo uma vez só.
Yeah, you can drink it at once.
Guarda para o santo e vira, but I don't know.
You won't do it. But one thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that I was telling before about the cachaça when it's aged. This is the drink to use that type of cachaça, the one that is aged.
And the second drink nowadays is have ice. That is.
So, sorry, we didn't explain them. We're going to do 3 versions of rabo de galo. The first one is the classical one, which is this one. It doesn't have any ice. That's how it was served before. And the other one is how it's served nowadays with ice. And then a third one we will do, it's an interpretation of rabo de galo.
Yes, this is with ice, with ice.
Yes.
Repeat the process. 50
ml.
And but and mixer. More or less in 10 minutes.
No, 10 seconds.
10 seconds. 10 minutes.
10 minutes is too much.
Okay. Beautiful. No. Beautiful ice.
Nice.
We have a question. They're asking
Sure.
if it works the same with the red or white vermouth. It has to be only red.
Ah, meu amor.
Sim, é o vermouth escuro, né? É o vermouth doce. E this fine.
No, but meu lindo, e dá para fazer com vermouth branco?
Sim, vai ficar diferente, né? Vai ficar um pouco mais.
Aquele mais seco, né?
Vai ficar um pouco, depende. Tem o doce, tem o seco, mas vai ficar um pouco dependendo se você usar o mais seco, ele não vai ficar tão doce. Ele vai ficar um pouco mais.
Ok.
Tipo um dry martini, que é um drink mais seco e não tão doce.
Ok.
Com esse daqui em especial, ele fica um pouco mais doce.
Okay. So the thing is that this drink is sweet. That's a characteristic of the drink. It is sweet. You can do it with the white vermouth, but it's generally it's drier. Yeah. So it won't be that sweet. It will be more dry, but it's doable. Rabo de galo, it has this type of vermouth.
Que é o clássico, né? Que veio para cá com essa própria empresa.
That's the classic one. But I mean, it could be an interpretation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it could be. That's the third drink we will going to do, because today we're not leaving home and we are doing this all by ourselves.
And also the cachaça doesn't have to be, you can use any type of cachaça. As you mentioned, you can use the old one, but you can use any kind of cachaça, or also depends.
Você entendeu? You can you use any type of cachaça, or it's better to use the aged one?
Pode usar que é melhor uma cachaça velha.
Tá.
Cachaça envelhecida porque fica com um sabor mais.
Sim, mais encorpado, sim. Yeah, it's better if you use the aged ones always, because it has more structure it would be the word. So it goes better with the vermouth.
Yeah, it's now my interpretation. This drink, I prefer this cachaça de carvalho. $40 ml. Sorry, I usually use artisanal for me, make for me.
We have this bottle from an Italian friend that lives in Rio as well. It's artisanal vermouth that we like a lot.
Com cachaça. And fernet.
Oh yeah, that's
my love.
That's very famous. That vermouth it calls fernet, and it's very common in Argentina. So he's trying to make me more in love than I already am.
10 ml. This is very que é legal também.
Yeah.
Skin online. Perfumar aqui e jogar aqui dentro.
Okay.
And mixing. So 10 seconds. Okay.
This is to cool the drink, but we don't want a lot of water in it, so that's why you don't mix it that much of the time. Good.
Good. Skin
again. Okay. This is something that really makes a lot of difference. Yeah. Makes a lot of difference because when eating, it's a whole experience, right? So when you put the glass closer to your mouth and you start to smell it, it's part of the experience. And it really makes a difference if you want to do something gourmet for your friends or something like that. So we have the 3 versions here, right? The traditional one, this is how it started, and this is how it was made with no ice. The second one that you will find nowadays at the bars is very common. If you want to ask for a rabo de galo, they will do the same that we did here, but they will add the ice and maybe the skin of the orange. And then the interpretation of this person of the rabo de galo. Both 3. So, okay. You will drink it, right? Well, we need to do that. Let's see. I will change the camera.
Wow, strong.
It's very strong. I'm scared. Nossa.
Sí.
It's very flavory. I love vermouth. That's another thing. If you like herbs and that kind of thing, we didn't do cheers.
Oh, sorry.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You with us at home. Cheers. I want to taste that one with fernet. Well, Argentina, this is about Brazil, but Argentina has also a lot of immigrations from Italian, and fernet is also very common at bars and everything. Oh, strong. This one is strong.
But very strong. Do you ice glass? Mais fácil de beber.
Okay. It's easier if you put an ice on it.
Yes, as you were mentioning with the caipirinha, with which kind of food will you combine these?
Yes, thanks.
Welcome.
Yeah, okay. Rabo de galo. This is a bar drink. So you eat it with snacks. You drink it with snacks, peanuts, also fatty fried things in a bar, which are very common also here in Brazil. And you drink it at night. It's like a strong drink. So we suggest it's a night drink. Que mais pode comer?
For
appetizers. Peanuts. Well, it has vermouth, right? So it's a good start for a night, for instance. Yeah, I think that's it. We forgot about something?
Yes.
No? Okay. Okay. Now we have quentão. Quentão, meu Deus. It's a lot of cachaça in this house. Quentão is also, we have the responsibles of all our drinks, the Portuguese in Brazil. They also brought their culture, as all the immigrants and the colonizers that came to these lands. And there's a typical celebration during winter that it calls fiestas juninas. These celebrations are a mix of what the Portuguese brought as their culture. They have in the north hemisphere of Europe, you have the celebration of the summer solstice. This was related as well with some Catholic saints. So all that mixture came here to Brazil, and they continued to celebrate it, only that here is in the winter solstice. So here it started like this, and the people living here adapted this celebration. And obviously that cachaça was in all celebrations. As I mentioned at the beginning, it was given to slaves, then it was in any type of celebration, and it was very popular, so it couldn't be missed in this type of celebrations. They ended up calling themselves festas juninas because it's in June. That's it. And the thing is that the mixture, they mixed some of the species that also the Portuguese were bringing, as clove, as cinnamon, cardamom, and also some fruits as well, and citric ones. And it's a hot drink. You make it, it's drunk during winter. We actually don't have a strong winter, at least not in the north central area of Brazil. In the south area, it's a bit stronger in temperatures, I mean, with low temperatures. And also with quentão, we can find two versions in the country. In the south area, they have a lot of wine. So they do hot wine, or they do quentão, but with wine instead of cachaça. And in the north area of Brazil, we have the quentão with the cachaça and all these species that I was telling you about. I don't know if I forget about something. And also very important, this celebrations is also a celebration of the harvest of the corn, which is very important for this region. So in this celebrations, we have a lot of meals that are based on corn, and that's because this drink, it's hot, and it's good to drink it with sweets, and maybe for an afternoon in winter. I would say that.
Yes.
Yeah, it will take some time because we need a cooker. So I will accompany him. We need the pan. So if you're doing that with us, take the pan already. We're going to start. Let me change. Okay. Okay. We have a small kitchen.
Yes.
But the heart is big.
I broken this. I like you.
Okay. You break the cinnamon.
Yes.
And the temperature of the cooker is a minimum, right?
Right.
Okay.
We are going to need a pen.
The clove?
Yes.
First?
Para liberar os olhos.
Ah, yeah. He puts the cinnamon and the clove first, so they can take the oils of those species.
Minimum temperature. For next, sugar.
Sugar. It was we sent you the recipe, I think, for the newsletter. It was 80 grams of sugar, and we will do like a caramel, no?
Sim.
First. Sure. Then we also have the ginger, the skin of the oranges and the lime, and cardamom, and that's working out there. The smell in this kitchen is gonna be really nice. And it's how much of water it was? 300 ml of water. And it's the same amount of water and cachaça. Você vai usar a artesanal? Isso, boa. And we will use the a cachaça that is artesanal. One of our friends brought it to us from the interior of Rio de Janeiro.
Mixing.
Yeah, take care always when you're working with the sugar, because you can burn and we don't want that. These winter celebrations are really nice to see. The city is very colorful. It has typical dances, and there is a typical representation of marriage, right?
Yes.
It's a custom that they have here. They represent the marriage of someone, and they all dance for it and have different situations, and people really like it.
Casamento.
Yeah, the smell, right?
Yes.
We start to adding the water slowly. Be careful always. Don't worry if you see it that it's solid, because it will be dissolved then in the water. No worries, it's like any caramel. Mas é uma almível, né? A gente não faz um caramelo.
Sim, você vai virando um caldo, né?
Little by little, it first goes the water.
Pensou?
I'm starting to feel the heat of the kitchen and the heat of the cachaça. If you ever are cold, drink a little bit of cachaça and you will be warm. Oh, sorry, it's my battery. Você sabe onde está o... Slowly it goes, starts to dissolve. Thank you. Okay. And the meals that we can find in these celebrations are delicious and are very typical. There's a lot of sweet meals and a lot of things with corn that I was telling you about. We have, for instance, at breakfast, we always eat a meal that is typical from Festa Junina, right?
Yes.
The couscous. Couscous is like a salty cake of corn. Now we're going to put the ginger. It's fresh ginger. You will see that it's a lot of ginger. But it will give a special flavor, right? From all of the all the ingredients will give a flavor, but the ginger is cardamom. And I was telling you about the salty cake of corn. This is very typical. You can mix it with the vegetables or just plain, just salt, the corn and water. And it's very tasty and it fulfills, gives a lot of energy. And then you have also some heavy sweets, like there's white corn. The water is always little by little, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because it can boil. Well, at this point, it can. Evelinda?
Okay.
Pode ferver agora?
Não. Na verdade...
Agora sim, ainda não tem álcool, não?
Sim, mas não tem muita... O legal é porque é cozinhar aos poucos mesmo, para poder pegar mais sabor. Quanto mais devagar você cozinha, mais sabor você vai adquirindo, né? Porque dá para acelerar, sim, porém você tem menos sabor. E o legal também desse drink é você beber no dia seguinte. Ele fica com sabor mais forte, ele fica com mais especiarias e fica mais interessante.
So he was telling that the good part of this is making it slow, very slow. So each one of the ingredients are given the flavor slowly to the drink. And he also was telling that tomorrow this drink will be much better, tasting much better than today. It's like a stew, right? You make a stew today, but if you leave it, tomorrow would be more tasty. Because of that mixture of flavors. Yeah. Sorry. You can see the color, right? It has this, it will have this caramel color. It's very typical. It looks like you're drinking a tea. Yeah. The smell is good.
Now, casca de skin line.
The lime.
One lime.
Yeah. The skin of one lime. That's why you left it here. And the skin of one orange. I was watching yesterday the Colombia webinar as well, and I was thinking how interesting is the connection that the more Caribbean countries in South America have with the aguardiente, with the distilled, with the spirits, right? And also with the species, with cinnamon, clove. She was telling that in Colombia they use a lot of clove too. It was very interesting to see. I loved the the Eturia webinar so far that I saw. And it's such a good way of not feeling so lonely, right? We are all still connected and traveling. Okay, you see them there?
Sim, parece grande chá, né?
Yeah, it's a big tea.
Isso aqui, assim já poderia beber, mas sem álcool, claro.
Yeah.
E já daria bom calor, assim.
Yeah, because it's an infusion. You can drink this as well too, because it's an infusion of all those fantastic flavors.
O legal é esse processo in 5 and 10 minutes for the infusion, and now não pode ferver, né?
Yeah, it can't boil.
Yeah.
You can't let it boil because otherwise the alcohol will evaporate.
Yes.
So we now introduce the cachaça. So we gave you these measures, whoa, so that you don't make a huge one.
E agora, depois disso, vamos deixar next the infusion my more 5 minutes.
Okay.
This process. E depois bebe.
And then we drink it. That's very nice. I love Canton, really. And I think it's perfect for the meals that you find in this kind of celebrations. I was telling you about another one, which was the white corn. They also use a white corn, and they use also coconut milk. I think it was very useful of what the girl from yesterday from Colombia tell the people about the coconut, because who doesn't live close to coconuts doesn't know that the water is not the same of the milk. And some of the things that we find that are so obvious for people that lives abroad is not. So it was good that she explained that. And this sweet that we have, it's white corn, it's coconut milk, it's coconut itself, and que mais, meu amor? And cinnamon as well. And they do like a stew of this white.
Anis estrelado.
Okay. You can also use this one, this anise. Yeah, this one, it is a strong flavor too, so I would put little.
Oh, black pepper.
Black pepper? Black pepper, yeah, you're right. Black pepper too can also be mixed. Né? Também, sim.
Yeah. Very good.
If he approves it, I approve it. And now we have like, we choose this one because it's very typical. It's very rustic, everything that happens during the Festas Juninas. So you can use any teacup that you have at home to make it more comfort drink.
O legal é que ele pode ficar cozinhando assim, ó, com o fogo ligado, até na hora de servir mesmo. Só fogo baixo, só que nunca deixa ele ferver.
So he was telling me that you can leave this cooking. Always be careful to not let it boil, and until the time that you will serve it. Just need to watch it, and that it doesn't boil. So you don't you never put the things on the skins of the memory.
Okay.
You never put that in the drink, or you also?
Não, é mais pra ficar bonitinho.
Okay.
Mas pode. Mas...
Okay. There's no difference. You can leave everything and drink it or not. So it's not that comfortable if I have the cardamom and...
Sim. Mas o que é legal é o gengibre. O gengibre você pode deixar bem aqui.
With ginger, it's good to leave it because it's...
Depois você vai comendo.
Yeah, you can eat it for the ones that like it. We love it, so... Another one of the meals was cocada, that yesterday the Colombian girl also talked about it. I found it very funny. They do have cocada too. And it's also a typical sweet. Besides quentão, you also have the hot wine that they drink it during these celebrations. That's ready?
Yes.
It's only hot. Yeah, it's hot. I don't know if you made it at home, but ours is smelling very well. Take it. Let's go there to the... Yeah. Well, here we have all the drinks for today. The caipirinhas, remember, I will just sum up a little bit. Caipirinha, the traditional one that we only mixed it. The caipirinha, also traditional with lime, but we made it in the shaker. Then we have rabo de galo as it was born in a little cup and with no ice, only vermouth and cachaça. Then we have rabo de galo that you can find today with the ice and the skin of the oranges, and the interpretation of rabo de galo with other types of vermouth. We mix the fernet and Cinsano. No, we use this one, yes, the homemade one. And we have quentão, that is a hot drink. That's everything that we made today.
So thank you very much. They are already saying people thank you. They are saying already that, and also they are saying that they are going to see you soon. So only
yes,
yes,
that's the spirit.
Exactly. And so now we know a little bit more about the cocktails. It's not only caipirinha. So, and we have for the winter time, for maybe we can combine with another drinks like the what was the second one? I just forgot.
Rabo de galo. The vermouth and cachaça.
Rabo de galo, okay. I'm trying, my Portuguese is not good, but it's just really, really interesting. We're just waiting if someone has any question for us. It would be perfect just to answer before we end. And also, I just want to see a little bit more of the view. I really need to see.
For sure, for sure. That's the only present we can give you guys. From the distance. Let me see. Come on. Okay. Hi. Rio is saying hi. And that misses you so much. And we hope to have all you here soon. But don't be desperate. Take care so you can come. We need a bossa nova music, my amor. We need something to, right? It goes well with the bossa nova and cachaça.
They're saying what a view.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy to be able to give you this as a present. Okay, you let me know. I will be here until you say goodbye.
It is perfect. Magdalena and Sergio, we are thanking you. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate this short flight to Brazil through you. So and we just learn a little bit more about Brazil through the cocktails, but it is also history inside of this small part of the culture. And only for having the opportunity to know you a little bit more, that is I think enough for us even in this time. And hopefully as soon as we can travel, we will have the opportunity to know you and meet you in person, and then drink with you the amazing cocktails that you are making today.
Yes. Yes. Come whenever this stops and finishes and we are well, please come. We will be waiting for you in paradise, for you to enjoy it with us.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. And thank you for everything you have shared with us, Magdalena and Sergio. Thank you very much from besides from Romania, and thank you for this opportunity. Vă mulțumim foarte mult pentru că ați fost cu noi împreună în aceste serie de webinare. Aceasta este ultima pentru această perioadă, însă revenim cu alte discuții legate de situația în fiecare destinație promovată de Eturia. O să venim cu vești din destinațiile promovate. Magdalena and Sergio, thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Take care.
La revedere! O zi frumoasă în continuare vă dorim!